Hello there. What's going on, everyone? Today we're paying tribute to my favorite Star Wars movie, and that is Return of the Jedi. And we're going to be doing that with a list inspired by the first act of that movie, the liberation of Han Solo from Jabba's palace. We're going to be taking a bunch of rebel heroes and putting them together in a list for Star Wars Legion. We're going to be using Tabletop Admiral today, and I'll put a link down in the video description so you can check out Tabletop Admiral. But we are going to be, yes, it's going to be all about liberating Han. Han and Chewie recently had some big updates too, so we're going to try and see if we can make a list that's going to be very, very chock full of heroes. So with that being said, if you guys are new here to the channel, there is still time left to enter to win that lightsaber giveaway. That is going to be a big fun one. Somebody's going to be very, very happy in the form of either a lightsaber in the form of a $250 Amazon gift card. So we did one of these around Christmas time. It was a big success. So I decided, let's do another one. And so all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. Also join our Discord. Our Discord is a great family-friendly Discord, a great place to talk Legion, as well as other Star Wars games like X-Wing and Armada. I'd love to have you join. There's links in the description below for that stuff, social media, Patreon, all of that stuff, whatever you're interested in. Crabbok.com. We've got the Legion AI system hosted over there. So if you want to play play a Legion list against yourself, against the AI deck, you can do that as well. It's all absolutely free. And subscriptions are also free now while supplies last. Also, I want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle, for these amazing luxury playstyle tokens. You can get them over at luxuryplaystyle.com. They are full metal. They are absolutely gorgeous, and you can save 15% by using code Crabbok VIP. Orders of $35 or more are going to get a free Crabbok lightsaber nunchuck token thrown in. So get those tokens now. They are absolutely magnificent. So, what leaders are we going to use here? I want lots and lots of heroes in this list. So, to start things off, I'm going to put Han and Chewie. They were both there, on the skiff, right? They're fighting at the Sarlacc pit, right? I'm going to have Jedi Luke. Jedi Luke was absolutely there. He was there to make everything happen. And we're going to put Lando. And one of the things that, we have Battle Forces coming out soon. We have the Hoth stuff, and that's going to have a lot of different heroes. But Lando was not at Hoth. So I wanted a big kind of hero-centric build that I could bring Lando in and make really good use of contingencies. Because the problem that you run into a lot of times is with command cards that you can't really put everybody's command cards into the game. And Lando really kind of brings the whole team together. He is the team builder. And I happen to live in Orlando, so I'm a big fan of Lando. I named one of my sons Lando. We're Lando from Orlando over here. So that I wanted to make Lando work, and I think this is a fun way to do that. So with that all being said, we've got our four heroes. Let's build them out a little bit, because this is going to be a fun build. This is going to be a hero-centric build. And so I'm going to start at the top. Let's start with Han Solo. I've got Jedi Luke over there. I'm going to have, I think dodges are going to be a really important thing. So I'm going to put Vigilance out here. Again, this is a fun one because we're going to be able to give extra dodges or allow dodges to remain. And since Han's got stuff that gives him dodges, Luke's got stuff that gives him dodges, we want some of those dodges to stick around. So I'm going to throw Vigilance on Han. I'm also going to put Duck and Cover on Han. Again, he's got low profile. I'm trying to make sure that that he gets like the kind of the new upgraded Cover 3 sort of thing. So basically, if you guys haven't heard, the new rule is that that low profile, if you have suppression, if you've got heavy cover already, it's going to cancel an additional die. So and that you combine that with Duck and Cover to kind of really manufacture the best defense that you can. With Han, I really like that a lot, very much so. And he's got steady now too. Now low profile can also be eliminated by Sharpshooter if they don't have enough cover. So Sharpshooter 2 is going to be really, really good for getting rid of that extra benefit for low profile. So Lando, I'm not going to give Lando too much, but I am going to give him also Vigilance as well. Again, between Han getting dodges and having Chewie over there with teamwork, we're going to have lots of dodges to let them stick around. Plus, we have Rebel Troopers, which maybe we want to have some Rebel Troopers. I'm going to throw some Rebel Troopers in this build, and kind of make it all work out. All right, so Chewbacca is going to have some stuff. I'll skip Luke. I'm going to do Luke last. We're going to have tenacity on Chewbacca. Again, Chewbacca is pretty beastly. He's got the 4 red, and this is going to give him a 5th red, because of course he's going to be guardianing. He's going to be doing, and he's got a regular guardian, right? So I recently ran Chewbacca for the Republic. He's much better as a rebel, because he's got a full-blown guardian. Allows him to get some wounds on him, allows tenacity to come into place so much easier. And so he's just awesome. And he's got the full-blown scale printed on him now, so Chewie can just be jumping all over trees and climbing up buildings and jumping in your face. I'm also going to give him offensive push. I love offensive push here because, again, it means Han is going to get it also. Han doesn't really need it, though, because he's got the 2 red. But it's still nice. It's still nice to be able to have. But yeah, so Han's probably going to roll 2 hits and isn't going to really need that aim. But Chewie needs it a little bit more so. Chewie's got 2 white dice in there, so he's going to need some loving with those white dice, because they're going to be blanks, and he's going to need to re-roll them into a surge or a crit or a hit or something like that. He's got impact 1 and pierce 1 on that bowcaster too, so really, really nice. We've got Luke Skywalker over here. We're gonna build out Luke a little more heavily. We went kind of light on upgrades, and the Rebels. That's one thing the Rebels can do, is they can put a lot of really good stuff out there for cheap. And so Luke is gonna have some fun stuff. We're gonna give him Force Push. Force Push is always a good option to take. I'm also going to give him Force Barrier. I don't normally do Force Barrier for Luke, but since we got so many other heroes around here, I'm like, this would be a kind of a cool one, especially for Lando, because I'm going to have cards in the contingencies. I want Lando to stay alive. You got Chewie that's going to be sticking close to Han, but maybe Lando will stick close to Luke. I think just Force Barrier is a cool option here, and I think it fits the theme of Luke protecting his friends. And I think that it just, sometimes a fun or a thematic upgrade is going to work a little bit better than just trying to have the best technical upgrade. I am putting Force Reflexes on here. Luke is going to need those at least once. I mean, this was one you could potentially swap out if you wanted Saber Throw on Luke. Saber Throw is not a bad option for Luke, because again, he's got 7 black dice, so a Saber Throw would be 4 black dice with Surge to Crit and Pierce 2 as a ranged attack. It's really cool, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to focus Luke more on Charge, because again, he doesn't get the free ranged attack. He doesn't have Steady. He doesn't have Relentless. He got Charge, so he really wants to melee more. And that, of course, means we are going to give him Tenacity. He's going to get, I'm sure he's going to be a high-value target. If he gets an extra red die, that's going to be 8 dice in there. That gives him the best melee attack in the game. He can even, it's arguably it's got a higher average than Maul, and well, I think it's actually probably about the same average as Maul, isn't it? But anyway, Maul gets 1 more die than Luke does if he's got tenacity and has the wound. So whatever. But Luke is awesome. Luke is just the best. So whatever. Discussion is over. There's no more discussion about that. Jedi Luke is just amazing. Let's go on to everything else that's going to be in this list. I'm going to add a Special Forces strike team. The idea is that they were going, again, they had Special Forces in place. It's tough because I wanted this to be I want to have Leia in here too, because she was kind of behind and you can't fit her. So in my mind, this is kind of like Leia. You have the proton charge saboteur. They're kind of like the thermal detonator, right? This is like Leia with the thermal detonator. She's she's kind of sabotaging from within, kind of sort of. That's the thematic aspect, but still, the Rebel Strike Team, the saboteurs are pretty fun. Look, it's a 3-die bomb, and you've got duck and cover on there too. Because they also have low profile. So very cool stuff. We are going to add some core. Again, we are only up to 5 activations. We're running out of points. So, this is going to be a slim list for sure. So we're going to add 3 units of Rebel Troopers. First unit is going to be just kind of bare bones, but I'm going to put a 2-1B medical droid in there. I've got a lot of heroes, got a lot of people that might need some healing, so we're going to put the 2-1B medical droid in there, and that's just kind of an action padding, and I just erased them on accident. So let me add them again, because that happens sometimes. So it happens sometimes, especially when it's early in the morning, you haven't had your coffee yet, and you're like, what happened to my 2-1B medical droid? There he is. He's all right. He's back. He's ready to go. He's been in the Bacta. He's got his needles sharpened. He's ready to help you out. Cool little story about 2-1B in the From a Certain Point of View book for Empire Strikes Back too. He had a little discussion with Luke. He was actually a nice little droid if you read it. All right, so we're going to move on to the heavy hitters. I'm going to add, because I could just go do a couple of bare bones Rebel Troopers, but I don't want to do that. I want these guys to be packing some heat. And I just erased that 2-1 beach right again. No. All right, here we go. All right. So Rebel Troopers. Rebel Trooper number 2 is this one's gonna be a little bit fun. We are basically, wait, are these the same? They're not the same. They're slightly different. So the Rebel Trooper number 2 is going to be a Z6. Look, there's a lot of good Rebel Trooper options out there. The DLT-20 is good. The Ion Trooper is not good. The SX-21 is not bad. It still has 4 dice. It's only range 1 to 2. To me, nothing beats a Z6. Nothing beats a Z6 because I live and die by the chaos of the white dice. And they're absolutely the most fun thing in the world for me. Having a fistful of dice on a single miniature is absolutely incredible. He's 1 less die than Luke Skywalker, right? And of course, you're going to roll mostly all blanks with him, but what if you don't? What if you don't, right? You're probably going to get at least 1 crit in there, maybe a surge. With the surge won't matter because you don't have surge to hit, right? But you know, maybe you aim and shoot. And I've seen Z6s do amazing things, and they're really, really fun. Plus, you got black dice for all the rest of the Rebel Troopers. It's a good pool. We're going to put a regular Rebel Trooper in there, and then we're going to give them recon intel. And we're going to toss in fragmentation grenades. Now, the fragmentation grenades is what really brings the whole Z6 Rebel Trooper list together because you've got 11 dice on this unit, and if you happen to get close enough, boom, you've got surge to crit in there now. That's really where the magic happens. You can get a little bit closer too, since you've got recon intel, and he's just an extra mini for the rebel. Did I put rebel officer in there? I did put rebel officer in there. I meant for that to be rebel trooper. That's okay, because the other one is going to be a rebel officer. So we're going to leave the rebel officer on this one. He has. The idea is I was going to have a rebel trooper and a rebel officer in here. So these are virtually the same, except one's going to be a rebel officer, one's going to be a rebel trooper. So there we go. There, then rebel trooper, then recon intel, and then fragmentation grenades, and that brings us up to 799. So I do like the rebel officer in this one because it gives me another rebel trooper who now has inspire, so I can help. Because like out of all of this, I don't have a whole lot of inspire going on here. I don't have Leia in the actual list. And so, but I wanted her in there, so this kind of fits that thematics a little bit. Plus, my encourage is up by 1 as well. The Rebel Officer is just a real solid, makes up for some of the deficiencies of a basic Rebel Trooper. So I like that. Helps kind of round out the list a little bit. Okay, so now we got 799 points. We do have 8 activations here. It's not too bad. We're going to go and do our command cards here. So we have to start off, of course, with Lando's I have altered the deal. And we have standing orders. Now, what I like to do for Lando is I like to put all 3 of his cards in the contingencies. Since if we lose Lando, we lose the contingencies. So I usually don't want anybody else's cards in the contingencies. Now, you don't have to do all 3 of Lando's, but you definitely don't want Lando's cards in your main hand. Any Lando cards you choose to bring always need to go into contingencies because he's the one character that gives you access to those, so they should always be there. So I like the Idiot's Array, I like the Ace up his sleeve, and I like the all-in card, but those are all pretty decent. I'm going to put them all in there right now because, again, I don't know exactly how this list is going to work and how I want to make it all kind of play together. Generally, the Luke Skywalker cards are one of the biggest reasons to bring contingencies since he's got such a flexibility of cards, but the problem is we also have Han and Chewie. So out of Luke's, we got Son of Skywalker and Serve Your Master Well for the 1-pips. I'm not going to use both of these since I didn't go with the suppression card, the mind trick. In this case, I'm not going to use Serve Your Master Well. It's a good card, but I'm going to use Son of Skywalker instead. It's just kind of the tough choices you have to make because I've got this card right here. Sorry about the mess. That one's going in for Han. That's another boss 1-pip, really good 1-pip, and it's guaranteed to go first. So sometimes you need that. So that's what we have for our 1-pips. We're going into 2-pips. We've got Full of Surprises and My Ally is the Force. I'm actually going to use both of these. Reckless Diversion is pretty cool, and it can work really well with Luke. Absolutely can, but I'm going to go with these 2 instead. And then, to be fair, I also have a 1-pip for Chewie, but I don't really like this one. I really don't like too many of Chewie's command cards. I don't, really don't. Brains and Brawn is actually kind of cool. I kind of like this one, but I don't have Leia here, so I can't use that one anyway. So it really just comes down to Reckless Diversion or Luke's 2-pips. So I'm going to do Luke's 2-pips in here. And to be fair, I could potentially, go with Ace Up His Sleeve and take that out and put Reckless Diversion in the contingencies if I really wanted to do that. But I think Ace Up His Sleeve is one of the best that Lando has to put in his contingencies. So this one kind of wins that tie, that roll off as well. So onto the 3 pips, we do have Return of the Jedi, really, really good card. We also have I Am a Jedi. This one's nasty. Against the right lists, this one is devastating, but I don't know what kind of list I'm going to be up against. So I'm going to go with Return of the Jedi, which is a really good card. Change of Plans is a good card, but in this case, I'm going to go with Chewbacca's 3-pip because it's going to get me Han's Sorry About the Mess. Han shoots first. It's going to get me that one back, so then I'll be able to have 3 1-pips, or actually a 1-pip and 2 0-pips in this list. So I kind of like the Notorious Scoundrels right there. That's going to work, and that's the command cards that I've chosen for this list. That's pretty much all it boils down to. The battle plans I don't think really matters. This is more of a thematic list, so I'm not really trying to make this a big winner. This is more of a thematic list that should be kind of an all-comers. This should work fairly well at just about everything. I think you could do pretty well against vehicles as well. You've got a lot of Pierce and you got a lot of Surge to crit. So I think you can do really well against vehicles. Luke has, of course, the impact too as well. Chewie has the impact. You've got your impact. You've got a lot of dice on the Rebel Z6s too, and then you have you can even have some area control with your saboteurs. So I feel like it's pretty good at a lot of things. Doesn't have a whole lot of activations, but I feel like it's a very well-rounded list that could probably work for just about any set of deployment and condition and objective cards. But I want to hear what you guys think. I'll put a link again to this list down in the description below, so you can check that out. And that's gonna do it for today's video. I want to hear from you guys also in the Discord. Don't forget to join that Discord. Let's keep that discussion going. What kind of fun thematic lists have you guys been working on? The battle forces are getting closer and closer, and of course, as we get more information about those, I'll be bringing it to you. So stay tuned. Also, check out Luxury Playstyle. Don't forget them. I want to thank you guys so much. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are the best, and you definitely help make this channel continue to operate smoothly. Always forget that when you wake up from hibernation sickness, your blurry vision is going to kind of last for a few days, but it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay.
Always forget?
You always forget?
That's what you said.
Did I say always forget? Well, my wife is like, always forget. Always forget about hibernation sickness. You'll be okay.